to the NBA. On 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Guys, looking at Sacramento, they took the win in their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
I absolutely love the fire they showed on the road. You really could tell they wanted that.
Now here is Holiday. Harden missing his last shot. Just 5 to shoot. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Well, Chris, tonight we see two teams with a lot of upside and still realizing what they can do, where their season can go.
It's a look into the future of the league, Kevin, and you got to love it. It's always exciting to watch the young players develop.
To the middle, and it's Ayton missing. From deep. They grabbed their own miss. Harden outside. Pass to Favors. Back to Holiday. Tries again. That one off the back iron and out.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jumper.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
He gets that one. Harden's got his second basket.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And that one's good, George.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Harden, no good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. And you could see he knew exactly where that long rebound was coming off, able to get there quickly and snatch it up.
And if James Harden has one signature move, it's got to be his step-back jumper. Something he's worked on for years. And like the sky hook or Nowitzki's fadeaway, it's becoming one of those iconic, unstoppable shots.
And both free throws good for James Harden. And, Chris, you look at Harden's step back, there's a real different rhythm to it, isn't there?
I mean, he covers a lot of ground with that gather step. I mean, some fans even wonder if it's a travel. But I guess it's legal. Tremendous footwork crafted over countless reps in the gym.
And the Pistons with possession here. The Kings getting the bucket. To the right side. 4 on the shot clock. Got a hand on it.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Detroit. Trailing by 2. Bradley with some nice D.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Pass to Harden. And George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Sacramento making a switch here. Now here's Favors. The kick out to Holiday. Now here's Plumlee. Defended by George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Harden's shot is off.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out.
A shot by George, wide open. Misses the 3. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. That's now 8 points for James Harden.
Look, when he's not killing you on the perimeter, he's doing it inside.
He is getting it done on the offensive end. 5 buckets through 7 shots.
C-Webb, the Pistons from 2003 to 2008 with 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals and 1 title. But in the decades since, only 2 playoff appearances and 0 playoff wins.
Well, yeah, think about it. The 2004 title team was led by Joe Dumars, who won championships back-to-back with the Pistons. You need that type of lineage. Think about Boston, Danny Ainge. Think about the Lakers with Magic Johnson. Well, the Pistons need that type of consistency. They need a leader. The Pistons, once again, hoping to find that magic and chemistry. Oh, he's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
Outside, George. And he goes right over Mason. Plumlee and slams it down.
And, guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Even as the team rebuilds, business booming for the Kings. Chris, ticket sales, sponsorships, you name it.
Well, the fans are doing their part to make this team a winner. You can bet that.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Lynn. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, you have to admire the aggressiveness of Lynn, constantly looking to draw the foul on his shot.
And so he makes both from the line.
And for Lynn, missing the season last year, he's just glad to be back. His playmaking and creativity is something that this team needs. As long as he's healthy and playing aggressively, he'll be an effective guard option.
It's stolen by Bell. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul. Sacramento leading by 3. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
The 7-foot frame of Pirtle really helps on defense. Shooters tense up when he's in their area.
Pistons look good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe.
And lost his touch right there. Didn't see that coming. Usually, when he's hot, he stays hot.
They get it back. Here's George. And he gets it to go. George has got 15 points.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
You can't lay that pass in there any better.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Sacramento.
Why you think they call me Yankee? That's because I'm breaking Yankee.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
It's McCollum with the drive. Got it. Good job in the low post. McCollum's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for Sacramento. Here's Lynn. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, the Kings signed some quality vets last season, but when the losses piled up, they decided to go young. Now, the focus is on development. The veterans still have a role providing steadying presence on the court and in the locker room. Kevin?
David, it certainly is a balancing act. Thanks for that report.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Now Harden, after Jeremy Lin's three-pointer that didn't go. 6 on the shot clock. And another shot. Knocks it loose. Pass to Harden. Takes a 3. But they recover it. Back to Lin. Puts up a 3. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Lin's got the game tied up here for the Pistons. Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento. Chris, of current players who could eventually become coaches, who would you put in that category? There are a lot of brilliant guys that play this game, think the game through so well.
Chris Paul, Ariza, those guys come to mind for some reason to me. Klay Thompson,
yes,
he comes to mind. And I don't know if it's the personality that I see these guys in or if it's the way that they approach the game. But, yeah, those guys come to mind. I definitely can see them taking the game to another level once their playing days are ended.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his third foul of the game. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. And the jam by Harden.
And when Pearl sees one of his guys wide open, he whips it his way. He's all for doing what's best for the team. And the impressive reach of Aiden. Lob it up his way, and he'll take care of the rest.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Well, the Kings are trying to create some continuity. I mean, the coaching and the front office positions are now signed through 2020. They say there's a unified vision on getting back to the playoffs.
And Lin has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
Pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. And the Kings have built a solid front office, and they're sticking with the plan as Coach Yeager is now in his 3rd season.
Well, stability is crucial. I mean, remember the debacle before Coach came in. I mean, you want to hire good people and empower them to do some great things.
Yeah, easy call.
Well, but for the Pistons, their 2nd season in a new downtown arena. I mean, all 4 of the city's major sports teams now play within a few blocks of one another. Something seen nowhere else in the country. Very special for Detroit.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Harden, that's good.
Oh, that's just the confidence Harden has in himself. I mean, ready to fire as soon as he receives the pass.
And despite their new arena, attendance numbers for Pistons games could be better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to have a winning record. Also, you have to make sure that you honor those of the past. When they opened the arena, can you believe that they did not bring the Bad Boys there or the Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton Pistons there to hang up their jerseys? You have to have a connection with the city. I mean, even in the arena, there's no signage as a Pistons. It is a hockey arena, so hopefully that will change, but you have to win first. And, you know, the city of Detroit is on a great rebound. I love seeing what we're doing.
McCollum left side. Sacramento moving it around. Here's Ayton. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
He's so dangerous from out there. Harden can beat you off the catch, beat you off the bounce, beat you in transition, beat you when you sleep, beat you when you wake. He can beat you.
Now here's Ayton. He's got 10 for the 3. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Charlotte.
That's just a lack of communication. Two guys just not on the same page.
So both teams changing it up here. Down low. It's stolen by Nance. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Look at the fearlessness of McCollum. Smaller guard is willing to get whacked when he's going to the rack.
The Kings shooting their first free throws here tonight.
Just watching the progression of C.J. McCollum year to year has been astonishing. I mean, he came into the NBA with little fanfare, but now he's one of the league's top shooting guards.
Harden. And he can't bank that one in.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And it's Ayton with the rebound.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And once again off the mark by Sacramento.
Well, I mean, I think he better come up with some different ways to get his points tonight, because the 3, not one of them, ain't working.
And Harden launches it from deep. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Well, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Here's Ayton. And it's sent back by Plumlee. And he gets it back. It's good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
A shot by Harden, wide open. Harden missing again. And the 3 ball is good. 18 points for Paul George.
And there's never been any question about George's 3-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
The Kings shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
I mean, and at 6'3", Bradley is a plus defender thanks to his quickness and tenacity.
Both free throws good from Avery Bradley. Got it up. And so it's the Sacramento Kings. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official Hardware.
Pistons trailed by 8. Here's Okafor. The kick out to Holiday. Pass to Harden. Just 5 to shoot. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That's foul number 2 for him. To the inside. And Harden with the stuff.
Oh, you love seeing Harden take off for the slam. He has just unreal hops.
And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few. More than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe. The one that starts with the name of Larry. Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside. Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. To the middle. Stolen by McCollum. All alone. And George with the stuff.
And it's good to see McCollum working on becoming a better defender, using his quick hands to wipe the ball away.
Pass to Harden. They need this. That one doesn't drop. Bradley with some nice D.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And George, here we go. Count that one. George has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pass to Harden. Lets it go from the wing. Detroit, no good that time either.
He's gone off the rails this quarter, and it's a bad time to do it. I mean, when they're needing to fight from behind, can't quite find his three-point touch in the second half yet. He had 2 in the first half, but still none since the break.
Now George. Here's Ayton. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop. Still should have went for something better than that, though.
To the paint. Now, here's George. Harden missing his last shot. Well, in recent years, C-Web, players have flirted with quadruple doubles, but they're just so elusive. I mean, you've got to do a lot to get those kind of numbers.
But think about it. Embiid and Westbrook have both come close. Westbrook comes close to anything with a double at the end of it. Draymond Green, he missed once on points. So, you know, it's so hard to do. I just remember that Akeem the Dream Olajuwon did it, but you think about it. You're exerting so much energy, communication, and passion in that game. That's why it's so tough to do. And by the way, players are really good. So how are you going to get those 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 10 blocks?
Right, yeah.
Or whatever else you can get along with points. But, yeah, so elusive, yeah.
Both teams will make substitutions. Man showing some terrific range. 30 points for George.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again. Boom!
That's how you attack. Wow.
Attack the rim, baby. Move out the way.
Pass to Harden. It's stolen by Bradley. And here's George. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
And that's number 5 on him. No room for error anymore. I bet they'll take it at him right now. Try to get him out the game.
Harden's shot is good.
So assured inside. I love how Harden takes the defense head on.
Now, here is George. He's got 34. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Gary Harris. For Sacramento, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. That free throw good from George.
Well, you know, I know this. The city of Sacramento supports and they live and die with their Kings. I mean, the team came within a hair's breadth of moving. Let's remember that for the fans. Pride and relief that they prevail.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. 1:52 left to play in the third. Here's Lynn. And that one, good. Lynn's got 14. And with the construction of this stunning downtown arena, the Kings' future in Sacramento etched even more permanently.
Yeah, even as the team has struggled for wins. But for the fans watching their team suit up, you know, the hope of having a good team in this state-of-the-art arena is a victory in itself.
Pass to Harden. In the corner, it's Harris. Clock at 6. Down low. Stolen by George. Here's Bell. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10.
And a deep three from George. Kept alive by Sacramento. Fires the three. Kicks it out to McCollum. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 6. Back to Maker. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Nice hit again. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Pass to Harden. Over George. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Over Harris. The shot by George, no good.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined. Well, I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game.
How about a year ago? 82% on his foul shot, so he was reliable when he went to the line.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen. And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Sacramento leading by 23. And it goes down 2 points. George has got 39.
He continues to be their go-to guy. If they close this game out, his stamp will be all over this win.
Holiday with it. Now defended by McCollum. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. 6 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Harden. Unable to get that one. George with the defensive effort.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Well, that's just the aggressiveness of transition, making sure they come away with points. Too bad this scoring hasn't been contagious. I mean, they'd be in much better shape if a few of their other guys could pick up some slack.
Here's Harden. Pass to Holiday. Kicks it out to Harden. Over George. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. And that will be game 3 of 6 played away from home.
Yeah, Kevin, great court awareness from the crafty guard McCollum. I mean, a good teammate who likes hitting his open guys.
Harden, no good.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
A lot. I mean, they came in focused on winning the rebound battle, and they've done it.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
And then George with the jam.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Pass to Pirtle. Here's Holiday. Harden with it. Can they get it? Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Compared to when you were playing, C-Web, how have the baseline skill requirements for the 4s and the 5s, the power forwards and the centers, changed, do you think, the most?
The ability to stretch the floor. It's a lot more emphasis on mobility, especially at the defensive end. And I don't think you can have a player who is a specialist anymore in the game. I've played with some great defenders. The Ben Wallace, the Davis boys there in Indiana. But those positions are no longer valued or needed anymore. You can no longer be a defensive player that can't score on the other end. You have to be a player in the NBA now with the total skill set. That means mobility, shooting, dribble, passing. All of those things have to be encompassed, or there's a way to make sure to highlight you with a mismatch and take you out of the game.
Good documentation. I like that. Pass to Lynn. And here is Pirtle, guarded by Bradley. Fires it up. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. 34 points for James Harden.
Kevin, that's just awesome leadership from Harden, demonstrating patience in a tough spot with the clock going up against him.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Back to George. Some call it the Ewing theory, teams that play better without relying on a star player. Chris, how sustainable is that?
It's not sustainable. It's real cute until you have the teams that are focused and want to win come in. And usually that Ewing theory, that's usually like in the 5th week of the season or before All-Star break when teams are figuring out themselves. Once everybody has identified their strengths and their weaknesses, you need that horse to ride. You need that big hoss in there, that guy that's dependable every night. And as long as he's a willing passer, unselfish player, no, you need those guys. I don't believe that teams are better without their main guy. Maybe for short stretches, players can rally, but you look at championship winners. I'm trying to think of one that didn't have a superstar on their roster. I just don't buy into that theory.
Second chance shot. Detroit with the rebound.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Sacramento.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Paul George.
Well, he was the agitator, bothering everybody with his defense, coming up with steals. I mean, making sure they were never able to get comfortable as long as he was out on the floor.
Harden can't hit.
Even though he's gone ice cold, he keeps shooting. I mean, it's late enough in the game for him to recognize there's some better options.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
And the foul on Harden. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And here are the Kings now. They're on a 20-6 run. George with the ball. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy.